Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar and welcome back to another stream. We're going to be talking about aesthetics and stuff in just a minute. I'm trying to get this figured out. This isn't going to be a very long stream. I kind of just wanted to pop in because I said I would. I have a longer thing I'm going to do tomorrow where I have some... I'm basically going to go through every Sam Hyde documentary after my H3 waiting room stream. So we'll see what kind of happens there, but... Oh, here, let me do the pop-out chat, too. I don't think this stream is going to have much of a chat, if I'm being completely honest. Just because that's the way things go, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm going a lot later than usual, and this isn't anything H3 related, so... It happens. It happens to the best of us. Let me know if this music is too loud. I have it going on my media player at 1. But I can turn it down on OBS. I have the equalizer like pumped to the top because, you know, there's certain times you're trying to listen to stuff and it's just too quiet. But yeah. Let me just get this all set up too. And yes, Alex the Fiction is also about to go live, and I don't want to impose myself on him, but we're gonna have to do what we're gonna have to do. What the fuck is happening? It's not showing me my upcoming streams, and it's not showing me my current stream. I'm trying to delete another stream out here. Let me see if I can do it on this. Oh, that's not good. How am I gonna stop streaming now? Fuck. Am I actually live? I am live. So this thing's fucked, right? It's not showing me my upcoming... This thing's kind of fucked up. Let's hope it kind of squares itself away before the end of the stream, but not so sure about that one, if I'm being completely honest. Just position that correctly. It just says it says I'm going live, but then also says that I am live. Oh, there's the one that is live. Okay, so I can click that one. It's loading it up. Okay, I'm back. That's good. There we go, there we go. Finally, I can delete... Sorry, I just needed to delete this extra going live thing for some reason. YouTube's just throwing a hissy fit today, I guess. Okay, sorry. Just making sure this was alright. Hey, what's up, Alex the Fiction? I know you're going live in just a few minutes. Don't worry, this isn't going to take too long, and I don't really expect anybody to stop in, so... It is what it is. This is just a little supplementary stream to talk about what I'm hoping is going to be my next internet audit, which is just internet aesthetics, different stuff. Everyone is going live and dropping videos unexpectedly. I know, right? We have so much stuff going on. I'm going to talk about the Ethan stuff tomorrow, you know, in due time. But what's good, everybody? How's everybody doing? Yep, just a little secret stream. It is a busy day today. But, yeah, the main thing I am going to talk about today is just some aesthetics, you know, some cool stuff. I found this website a while ago. I've been wanting to do a video on aesthetics because... there's this one specific aesthetic that when I found it, I was like, this is what I wish to, you know, design my life around. And so that's kind of what we're going to talk about is why have personal aesthetics just kind of been torn asunder, been thrown under the bus. And I don't know why, really, if I'm being completely honest. I don't even have a clue. I don't have like a real place to start. To me, I think it is kind of corporatism, the whole idea that things kind of became sleek and simple, which also reduces costs because they're not having to do like intricate detailing and designs, stuff like that. But let's just get into it. This is CARI. CARI, or Consumer Aesthetics Research Institute, is an online community dedicated to developing a visual lexicon of consumer ephemera from the 1970s until now. We hope that you will participate with us in researching and developing this new medium of cataloging design history. If you like what we're doing, please consider donating using the links above to further support our research. Yeah, everything became boring, and that's what's so sad. And there's a aesthetics wiki page that has so many different things, like A to Z, just so many. And I will say that some of them are a little more, it's kind of a non-starter. Some of them are kind of boring. Did it just say, holosexual? Holosexual is the aesthetic of shiny and reflective or holographic imagery. See, they're a little more like, I don't think that's necessarily an aesthetic, but this is a little more grounded, I feel, which is why I like it a lot. It goes through all of the different, not all of, but a lot of different ones. It is ordered A to Z, and there's 5 different pages. And here, let's start with the one that I'm personally I adore. This song is so funny. I know it sounds like we're on a mission, right? It's just what I have is background music. Don't make fun of me. I was saying before, some of this music might get kind of loud, but I quite literally have this on... Oh, see, this one's a little more chill. But I quite literally have it on 1 right now because I just have the equalizer cranked. And that's because I watch media on the computer sometimes, and it's quiet, and I don't want to have to go into Premiere and boost it myself. But anyways, let's talk about the one that I liked myself. And that is, let's see if I can find it real quick, Wacky Pomo, which is wacky postmodern. That wacky kids marketing aesthetic, prominent from the late 1980s to the early 2000s. In amalgam, sorry, I know amalgamation, but I've never seen amalgam. An amalgam of exaggerated motifs pulled from Googie Quiche, Memphis Milano, 1940s to 1960s comics and cartoons, Willy Wonka-esque Victorian whimsical eccentricism, including mad scientist tropes, cartoonified industrial vernacular, and light gross-out kids' humor. Sometimes other contemporaneous aesthetics like Decoplex or corporate Gen Z cyber are incorporated, albeit with a cartoonified touch. Hypnosis spirals. Sorry, let me zoom in just a little bit. My eyes are apparently not good. Hypnosis spirals are a common motif, interesting considering the marketing demographic and controversy around children's marketing during that era. And the namesake, it's short for wacky postmodern. Let's just look at Googie Quiche. Oop, I wanted to look in a new tab. So Googie Quiche, I guess I can read them. Revival of the playful side of mid-century modern. Oh no, it's going to keep going deeper and deeper. So that's the thing, that's like the problem with modern aesthetics, is modern aesthetics are just so bland, and all aesthetics are like they all come from branching off of older aesthetics and older, even sometimes more niche aesthetics that they then blend with something that is more mainstream that then becomes something more popular. And I know that sounded like just a bunch of words, but I think there was something in there. Because it is just going to keep on going forever. But the main two are Googie Quiche, and that's why I just kind of want to look at the images, I guess. But Googie Quiche, which is Smash Mouth. There we go. I have this on CD. I could go grab it right now. Holosexual is your aesthetic, Alex? I knew it. You like them holographics? Is that why you were so into the H3 cards that came out? Needed to get that holofoil? Yeah, see, I see where this is going. This is that, see, because, yeah, Googie, old school Googie architecture. See, it's funny. I actually, I at one point started working on a video about aesthetics, because my main concept was doing like an archive of all aesthetics, doing a video on like just different types of aesthetics. But I was like, it's going to take way too fucking long. But this was one that I actually did look into, and it was just that old school, 1930s to early 1970s architecture for like, this is a car wash, but I don't even know what you'd call it, just a middle America look. Basically like what Disneyland tries to encapsulate in their like old America style sections. Yeah, and kind of that Vegas vibe. But then adding a quiche. Quiche sounds like I'm saying that completely wrong. I can Google your quiche. I think it is probably quiche now that I'm saying it enough times. Googie quiche. But it's almost like a futuristic take on Googie. Which is kind of cool. And then Memphis Milano, which is a take on the Memphis aesthetic. Designs of Memphis group Studio Alchemia, and those inspired by their geometric, colorful designs across the world in the 1980s. I have like a whole airport flying over, apparently. This one's much more... I feel like this one... Okay, these are a bit more direct. This first page feels so nebulous. I don't know how to explain it. These all look like design pieces that actually never made it to, like, production. I do kind of like this, though. See, there's just something I like about just... I want to live in a cartoon. That really is what it is. I want to just live inside of a cartoon. When I was younger, my aesthetic was the goth family from The Sims. So true. See, we can kind of... Here's something similar to that. We'll look at it in just a second. But mine is Wacky Pomo, which is basic... Wacky Postmodern. We just looked at what Googie Kish and Memphis Milano, which are more... the more suit and tie versions of Wacky Pomo in my conceptualization of this whole thing. Like, I think Spy Kids is a good example. It's just basically like a living acid trip, you know? A Gushers commercial. I probably can't, or I guess I could probably play this, maybe.
Now there's something big inside Gushers. A chance to vote for the new Gushers flavor. Will coconut make you flip your lid? Will super hot light your fire?
Should we spike him with cactus?
Just check your fave flav in the bursting ballot and send. You can vote, vote, vote till the mailbox is bursting.
Will it be catfish that reels you in? Yuck!
Gushers Fruit Snacks, what's your fave flav? It's all on your head.
See, and it is a bit more exaggerated in nature. Build-A-Bear Workshop, I don't know if that necessarily fits it, but the way I've always thought about it is if I could basically live... I just looked up Rocco's Modern Life Architecture, but I wonder, if I could... I'm trying to find a better example of this. I wonder if I could find a better example of this. But, if I could live in Rocco's Modern Life, the wavy buildings, these kind of strange trees that just blob out like clouds, the clouds that are more sharp in nature than the trees, and just this, like, you know, oh, it's all blocked, I'm realizing, right? Yeah, it's mainly blocked. Nice. Open image in a new tab. There we go. See, like this in the background. Just things a little wonky, a little weird. Like, I know I brought up Disneyland already once, but like Disneyland, Toontown in Disneyland. There's another Disney example. Perfect. But when going with the goth thing, one goth aesthetic that I like is, let's see if I can find it on here. Oh, I can just search it if not. Search it. That came right out of my throat. Yeah, there we go. Whimsy. Whimsigoth. See, I like the... Oh, that's Whimsicraft. Whimsigothic. There's something to it. That's why I added it in. I added it into the thumbnail. Again, I think I just want to live in a cartoon, and that's the problem. Maybe I've just done acid too many times, you know? My brain's fried out. I just want to live whimsically. I want to live whimsically. Yeah, this is more cartoonish. Yeah, and Wacky Pomo's like a surrealist, a cartoonish surrealism. I'd say that's accurate. See, let's see what other gothic they have, though. That's what I like about this, though, is you can kind of search through and see what else they have. McBling. See, industrial gothic is more, yeah, like cybernetic style stuff. What a kid imagines when he goes to the doctor's office. And then this guy behind the counter. Oh, it's Judas Priest. Nice. See, this is where the aesthetic wiki would probably come more in handy. Yeah, Whimsigothic is very much Tim Burton. It's like we want to appeal to all the sad kids, but we got to keep it fun. Sad adults too, you know. Sad adults love it, but they also were the sad kids, so it's kind of like. Here, let's see. If I go to G, it probably won't happen because everything's gonna be goth something and then gothic. Search gothic. Gothic Lolita, not gonna click on that one. Raygun Gothic. See, that's Raygun Gothic is that super futuristic one. What did I do a video? I had a smaller old channel that I did. Maybe I did aesthetics on that channel, or maybe it was just about architecture. I don't know. It was I did a video about something. I think it's gone now, but I had used some Raygun Gothic images. I do like Raygun Gothic a bit. And Atom Punk. Maybe I played too much Fallout. But those are cool too. Anglo Gothic. Midwest Gothic. See, it's that classic Gothic though. That's like the Goths from. See, kind of Victorian Gothic almost for the Goths from The Sims. Thanks, Ethan. I appreciate that. Let's just hope it goes according to plan. You know, this seems like a simplistic... The secret societies, all that stuff was a lot more... I had to, like, research the Charlie Kirk. It took a lot more time. This is a lot more fun, and I hope the streams end up being a lot more fun from it. Because I'm going to do regular streams, and then also some more meticulous members-only streams where I can kind of deep dive into some certain things that I might need to research more, like, you know, certain like things about why corporations or whatever, why they've gone in more of the style that they have. But I think these streams are going to be more of the fun ones. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to go for necessarily too much longer. What are we going to go for, like 20 minutes? Yeah, I'll probably go for like another maybe 20 to 40 minutes, go for like an hour at most. I don't understand what connects all these to Gothic. I don't know. The Victorian Gothic makes sense to me. Some of these are... That's why I was saying that the aesthetics wiki is a little bit more nebulous in nature. Like, they're kind of... I feel like they're... Because you can put in your own categories and stuff, it ends up making a lot of subcategories for things that could all be, like, consolidated into one. Because, like, Anglo Gothic. This is just, like, Midwest emo vibes. But I guess that's Anglo Gothic. Do they have Midwest emo on this, though? They do have Midwest emo on here. A derivative of Suburbia? Dreamcore? See, this is why it's really cool. I find aesthetics so cool because they're all so interconnected, but also so independent. And that's why I think people need to start, being in there, start presenting their own personal aesthetics a little more. Obviously, these are kind of more cultural aesthetics or, architectural aesthetics and stuff. But there are a lot of personal aesthetics, too, that I think get lost or have been lost. So that's the Gothic, which is good. See, I like the Kari website because it has groups of photos. Sometimes they don't have a ton, but other times they have quite a bit. This is a dollar store vernacular. Bragg Premium Nutritional Yeast Seasoning. I guess it's just that low budget advertisement stuff. Slap your mama, I guess. Hey. That's just good seasoning. That is... See, I added this in, but I just kind of clicked it. I didn't think about it too much, but dollar store vernacular, this makes sense. I feel like there's a different name that you could use then. Because dollar store vernacular, but this is like a fairground. Like fair food. I guess that's one thing I'm going to have to like kind of figure out too is is the categorization almost like the fault to aesthetics as well though, you know what I mean? Like, can having them be so, like wanting them to be so independent and so niche ends up like kind of pigeonholing you and bottlenecking the concepts in themselves. I have an old man retired English teacher who likes to build things aesthetic. It's a pretty great aesthetic, madman. I need to follow you. I don't run it, but I partially run. I do the uploads for Alex's TikTok, and I need to follow you on my TikTok because I did like what you were uploading. I like those. See, what I've come to realize in myself is I am interested in other people's interests. That's what it comes down to. I am interested in passion, and I really do appreciate people that have a drive in their passions. I like, TV. That's probably my one thing that I'm very devoted to. I don't know. But I really do appreciate individuals that almost like completely envelop themselves in their interests. And there are so many interests out there that I think it needs to be, people need to find their interests more. And I think that part of that comes from aesthetics, you know? Comes from the way that they want to present themselves. And when you want to present yourself as just another one of the, you know, people in society, it ends up, again, like bottlenecking yourself. You end up holding yourself back from being able to do the things that you like or presenting in the ways that you want to. Mexican colorful aesthetic and Mexican surrealism. I feel like that's probably definitely on here. Let's just look up Mexican mural. Oh, maybe Mexican muralism. This is more. Yeah, this is more like I can't even think of the word right now. Oh, it's been so long since I've done any type of like art history stuff. We did a little bit of art history in like my AP English class. And I can't think of any names right now, but this is not what you're talking about at all. In Mexican. I guess this is kind of the surrealist a little bit. There is some surrealist stuff within here. And the muralism. But I feel like there is, again, it is interesting because they are all branching. And I'm trying to think of what would be the alternative art movements, just in general. I love Mexican muralism. It's a shame that they were mostly not very nice dudes. Yeah. That's always a problem with artists. It's like a good artist is someone that was troubled, I guess. But that troubled nature ends up, you know, creating something sometimes destructive, as well as creatively deep and I guess what you can be is creatively rich but personally vapid, maybe, is kind of like a good way to put it. Windows Aqua, you mean like fuck, what's it called? Furniture era? Footager era? Footager? Oh no, I can't spell it. Furtager? Arrow. Arrow. No. Apparently I'm spelling it all wrong. I think it's in here, right? Let's just put FU and see what comes up. It's like the sound is slightly in my head. Fruitager? Fruitager, that's it. Fruitager, not Fruitager. Fruitager. Or no. Let's just put that in. There we go. Fruitager. That was right. Okay. Just Aqua? See, I like Fruitager Arrow. But here, let's look up Agua. Ooh. Is it actually spelled like this? The H is silent. Agua. I don't know. Oh, you're just trolling me? I can't tell if you're just trolling me or not. It's not very cool, Alan. Just the other day, a lady bought a piece of art from Romero Brito and broke it in front of him for being nasty to her employees. I think I saw that. That was interesting. You're just lying? Nice. Thanks, Alan. Great stuff. No, but I think I did see that, and I was having a conversation with my fiance about this because we were talking about, like, people doing that in that context is good, but then the same people that are buying, like, Melanie Martinez's recent, like, merchandise, I don't even remember what it was, just to destroy it and call her, like, different stuff. Was it Melanie Martinez? I might be getting the names wrong now too. But just any person buying something that's mass produced is only going to benefit them, and it doesn't even benefit them because, like, they already got paid by, like, the business that, you know, is it going to end up throwing some of their stuff away anyways. So it's kind of like that's pointless. But doing it to individual, especially art, I think has, like, a much deeper hit to the artist for sure, which is definitely interesting. Oh, Fruitager Arrow has a ton. Look at this. So Fruitager Arrow, term coined by Sophie Lee to describe the corporate tech aesthetic, popular from approximately 2005 through 2013. Prominent motifs include skeuomorphism in UI UX design, glossy design, Fruitager humanist sans serif typeface, tertiary color palettes, glassy transparent materials, photographs of aurora borealis, bokeh photography, macro photographs of grass. Namesake, combination of Windows Vista design guidelines, so Arrow, so the Windows Vista design was called Arrow, and the font that originally inspired the default font, Sagu UI Fruitager. Sigu, I don't know how to say that, but so it was called Fruitager, and then they added the Arrow because of Windows, and a beauty was born. See, I've seen Fruitager Arrow described as the future we were promised, and I think that's kind of fair. What's good, Cat? I almost said, what's good, Cat, because I was just reading your comment. What's good, Brett? Welcome in. What the hell is a Fruitager? Fruitager? I barely know her. Millennial core aesthetic. No, that's true. It also just kind of feels like a, I don't know, it feels like something that doesn't exist, you know, because it doesn't. But, like, if you were in one of these places, you'd know that it was gonna get, you know, you knew it was gonna get torn down. You're like, this isn't gonna last long. Standing there in 2005 looking around going, what the fuck? This shit isn't going to be here next week. I think I actually, yeah, the Samsung Galaxy S3, I had this phone. This specific phone I actually did have. 2 out of 10 for Fruitager Arrow. Windows Vista was probably the best for me. 7 and beyond is a little too clean, plain. Fair point. See, I grew up on 8, I think, or it was 7 and 8 was the transition, I think. Because, you know, as a kid, I had a home computer, and then we had computer lab. And so I think it was like 7, 8. I think my home computer actually started with Vista, and then we upgraded to 7 at some point when we moved. I think we got a new computer. So let's see what's at the end of this page. Oh yeah, here we go. That's so Fruitager Arrow. Okay, it's a. I thought it was just gonna be this image, but at least it's a little bit more. See, why don't we have this yet? What a city of the future might look like, 2013. I think this is what a city of the future is gonna look like. We're almost there. Okay. We have the robot dogs. We don't have the weird cybernetics just yet. Well, I speak too flagrantly. We don't have this exact style of cybernetics just yet. Or flying cars. They're coming. Fruitiger is so winks. My first smartphone was an LG with one of those slide-out keyboards. It was cool AF, but heavy as a brick. My brother had it was like a default phone. Everybody had this one. This specific Samsung, it was a Verizon Samsung phone. Anybody else have this? My brother had this phone, the Samsung Intensity. It was literally this exact model. I remember it. He had that for a while, and then he didn't want to upgrade. He was like, I don't want a fucking touchscreen phone. Those are for pussies. And he spit on the ground. I think he had that through like his junior year in high school when I would have been, what would that have been? 2014? Something like that? Yeah, like 2013, 2014? Yeah, 2013. I have a robot dog, but I'm not jacked. Gotta get on that. It's only up to you now. Had that phone until college. Real. Honestly, my brother... Yeah, I think my brother did have it until he graduated high school. I don't even know if he got a new one in college. I think he just broke it and lost that one, but... He's got some weird off-brand one now, for sure. My favorite phone from back in the day was the LG KS... Let's look it up. Since you gave me the exact model, the LG KS 360. Okay. I see the vision. I see the vision. One second. Okay. Okay, I see. I see. This one looks gross. This person is trying to sell this. They should have done some cleaning first. But I see the vision. I see the vision. I'm jacked but don't have a robot dog. Oh, how sad. That's like those two opposites are going to be the future. It's the future of once AI takes over, and the few of us revert back to our caveman status. Ooh, ooh. No robot dog, real dog. Silicone Dream seemed interesting. I wanted to click this. Oh. Some bowling animations, classics. So just like that low-res early, I guess early CGI, early 3D animation style stuff. Because I see some other stuff down here. See, the whole thing is, I've been saying this for a while. You don't need to be super realistic if you're stylistic. You can honestly have stuff that looks not that good, but still comes across as pretty alright. With this music, it kind of goes hard, I can't lie. This is totally the shit you'd hear at the bowling alley, too. The fuck is this? Insectors. Looks French. Anybody remember this? Insectors? 1994 French animated television. Oh, it's a television series. Might have to see where I can pirate that later. Ooh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't even speak French. What was the point of making this one? Bug1.gif. What's the GIF? I'm actually wondering if this is a GIF now. I'm gonna try and save it. Okay, no, it's a PNG. I was about to say, why the fuck is this a GIF? But it's not. Ew, okay. Nice. I want to see what this is. Oh, you can't even... Let me see if I can... If I click on this, though, it just gives me a link. Let me see what this... Is it this? Got it. La Sala. Whatever that means. Is it just a lot of French shit, I guess? If you're ever nostalgic for the old YouTube layout, there's a plugin called YouTube Redux that restores it. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't hear about that. Texting was such an art back then, using those tiny AF keyboards. No, yeah. I mean, I have a ton of those phones as prop phones. Oh, do I not have them in the desk right now? Oh, really? Oh, here they are. Yeah, the two I have right here are Nokias. These were actually just old family phones. This is a Nokia. And you know, every once in a while, someone would have to whip one out if your phone breaks. It's like, hey, you can make this one work again. You can have a phone. You can make some calls. But we got that Nokia right there. Look at that. That's a beauty right there. That's a beauty. Make a proper call with that one. I don't have the charging stands for these though anymore. They're not charged. I think one of these had a charging stand, the other one had just a cord. But then another Nokia. Ooh, you know it's the real deal? I wish I saved my old phones to frame them. Just go to a Goodwill, start looking. You'll find some eventually. At Goodwill's, you can find like people's family ashes, you know? Sorry, sending a text real quick, but that's why we have the music playing. See, this one is interesting. This is just any low res, like my Samsung was pink. True. My mom, or no, I think she had a pink one at one point. Because we had we had gotten family, the like family, you know, plan on phones, and had gotten like a group of phones. No, my sister got a pink phone once. My sister got her first phone in 7th or 8th grade. That's like when my parents gave us phones. It was like 7th or 8th grade. And my sister, the week after she got her phone, or I guess it was a couple weeks after, because it was her birthday's on the, I don't need to say that, but it's towards the end of a month. And then it was the Friday the 13th the following month. That's why I knew it wasn't the same month. But it's towards the end of the, so it was the Friday the 13th of the next month. About to dox my sister by accident. It's the Friday the. It was the Friday the 13th of the next month. She was walking up to. Did I mention that it was? I'm not gonna do that. But she was coming up to me to show me, an ad for the new. I could probably like dissect the exact year now too, because it was the the fuck's it called? Series of Unfortunate Events. The new series, the new series, yeah, 2017. The series that came out with Patrick Warburton. That wasn't 27, or was it? No, that wasn't the 2017 one. Or it was the 2017 one. It was the show. But yeah, she was literally coming up on Friday the 13th to show me an ad for Series of Unfortunate Events, and tripped, slammed her phone on the ground, like it literally went face down. She picked it up, the screen was shattered, completely destroyed. I could have told that story better, but hey, what are you gonna do? This is the shit I would make in my 3D animation class. I hated that class. Hey man, you're making some classics though. If you made something like this, see, I've always wanted to. My goal in life would be to make. See, my goal in like personal life is to own like a homestead and do that on my own. But creatively, I have a concept for like a show, like a cartoon, and I've thought of how to like maneuver it conceptually. And now what I'm thinking of doing is making my own like writing a stage play and kind of incorporating it into that in a sense. But ideally it would be like a cartoon, and 3D animation would be like a funny medium to work in because of how just like disgusting it can get sometimes. Like one of my favorites is if you've ever seen Xavier Renegade Angel, I think that's like peak good shitty 3D animation. I forgot mine was in my pocket and it went through the washing machine. That's the worst. I did that to a THC cartridge, and I was so upset because it went through the wash, and I was like, no, that totally means it got filled with like, you know, the water and the laundry detergent. But then I put it back in I put it in, like, I just tried to hit it again and it worked. So I did not smoke it after that, I'll be honest. So, you know, I'm loopy now. My brain's destroyed. I smoked the laundry detergent. Surprised I didn't need to go to the hospital or something worse, you know. Anything for a quick fix. No, I just wasn't about to waste some money, you know. This one is pretty straightforward, though, I think. Yeah, just kind of shitty 3D animation. Silicon Dreams. Silicone Dreams? Silicon. Okay. I thought so. I was like, silicone has an E, right? Had to double check. We're going to look at maybe one or two more, and then I'm probably going to head off, and then I'll send the few people over to Alex the Fiction. Any requests? Any aesthetic requests anybody's got? Your goal in life is to own a homestead. Are you a time-traveling prospector from California Gold Rush? Hey, man. I know it's a crazed idea, but if I could get my own plot of land, build and, design and build my own home and surrounding homes for some, close family members, my parents, those people as they get into their old age, build a close-knit, thriving ecosystem that we could then use to, grow crops or whatever and then sell those at market. It's not a fancy life, but it's a good life. And the whole thing is, it's really my goal is just self-sustainability. That's always been like my, both creatively, interpersonally and professionally and personally, I guess, too, interpersonally and personally, but it's all about the self-sustainability. And if you can create a fully self-sustainable life, you don't have to worry about anything else. And that's the goal for me. Sometimes I need to cough so much. How could I ever build a homestead like this? What's wrong? Mid-century medieval. Okay, this is kind of interesting. I'm actually in class right now. I shouldn't be here, LMAO. Hey, well, I'm glad to have you in. You know, it's always a pleasure. '70s psychedelic flowers. Let me see. Because I'm sure on the aesthetics wiki, psychedelics. Oop. I keep closing the page when I don't need to. Here, I'm looking through what they have on here. See, and that's like the whole thing, is I think more people, too, need to identify what these aesthetics are, both specifically and more of like the overarching. Just adding psych here, nice. Because I don't know, it's showing psychedelia. Here, let's look through some of these. Starting in the 1960s. Okay, this probably encompasses some of what you're saying. This is still more loose, I feel like. I wish there was a way to... Honestly, this... The site needs to maybe try and maybe have stuff more categorized, because it just has it like by name, you know, by alphabetically. I don't know why I couldn't think. I was about to say out by the alphabet, but it does it alphabetically. But it'd be cool if they did it also like by era, stuff like that. I know that would be like a very difficult, but. Hey, like I've been saying, we need people with more passion. The movie The Witch? I haven't heard of that. The Witch. The 2015 film? Punk rock started in, I guess it started in the 70s. Is this what you meant? I was hoping the psychedelic thing, because psychedelia, but then it has psychobilly. Because I put psych, hoping there would be more psychedelic off branches, but there doesn't seem to be. Let me look on here. This might only have psychedelia too. Or here we go, corporate hippie maybe? See, corporate hippie is more about like the advertisements and stuff that were made. This did have a bit more options. Cyberdelia is kind of cool. See, that's one I like. Cyberdelia is pretty cool because that's again like it's like a bad acid trip. My God, video unavailable makes sense. Look at this horror. Groovival. Are any of these speaking to you, Tanya? Light. I kind of like this one. Dewdrops in the Garden by D Light. Austin Powers. See, it is also interesting looking at the corporate ones. Almost spelling corporate wrong really just threw me off. Sorry, I like completely just like threw my head back because I almost spelled corporate, just corprat, just completely wrong, but okay. Moving on. Osterbane? I don't like this one. This one's too corporate. See, and that's what I was going to say is I do find it interesting how these ones that were corporate off branches of other aesthetics like Pacific Punk Wave, this one's saying it's like an off branch of Pacific Punk Wave, and then it makes it this like what's the word, sterile, like it's almost like a very sterile feeling a lot of the time. Gen X Home. I don't know if I'd this is like a Gen X Home in a movie. But I guess you just had to be there, you know what I mean? This is, but what I mean is like, yeah, this is like catalog. This is quite literally like catalog setups. I used to aspire to look like the girls from The Craft and Practical Magic, but I was a literal child. Hey, we all just look up to the we all have our heroes. They're just sometimes not the best role models. But we all grow up for a reason. You know, I could keep going on for a while, but it's been about an hour, and I said I was going to do it for about an hour. Little Freudian slip. Oopsie. That was pretty boring and flat. What was boring and flat? The stream? I agree. Why is Lady Gaga here? Oh, Lady Gaga is Indie Sleaze. And I guess it's she was a commentary on Indie Sleaze, so I don't know if I'd include her in this, but do what you will. That's Steve Aoki. Just the coke binges of the early 2000s, you know? They thought they were going hard in the 80s. They were just ruining their lives here. Hello, Sonia. I do apologize, but I do think I am about to head off. I really do appreciate everybody that stopped in. We were looking over aesthetics. I'm going to do some more of these streams. I have a longer one that's not going to be about aesthetics, but I have a longer stream I'm going to do tomorrow. I have my waiting room stream I'm going to do in the morning. And then after the podcast is over, I'm going to do like probably almost a 6-hour stream. It's going to be a while where I'm going to be talking about Sam Hyde, breaking down all of the different things I know about him, all the different things I've seen from him, so we can understand him more, because people like to act like, oh, he's just a comedian. He's just some guy. I think it's all kind of, you know, kind of a load of bullshit. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. No one of the aesthetics you clicked on before, LOL, that was boring and flat, no color at all. So true. Don't worry. I know you guys love this stream. I got to be overconfident, you know. But I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You know, it's good stuff. This is Cap and Quasar signing off. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already.